Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to show you my 5 best tips for the best long-lasting makeup look. I'm so excited for this one. I think it's going to be great and I think you're going to learn a bunch of stuff. So if you're new here, my name is Fabiola. I'm a certified makeup artist. I do content on social media, on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And I'm a certified makeup artist. I've been doing freelance for the past 10 years. I do special effects as well, and makeup and body paintings and all that crazy jazz. So we have a lot of fun around here. So make sure to stay tuned and subscribe, and let's get into the video. So my first tip to make sure your makeup lasts throughout the day or throughout the night is skincare. Having a great skincare and a one that is suited for you is one of the best, if not like 50% of if your makeup lasts throughout the night or not. So having a great skincare and a skincare that is perfect for you will help make sure that your makeup stays throughout the night, and it also does the job for you. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you guys want, I could share a video on my skincare. I love skincare, so I think, like I said, skincare is the basic, it's kind of like the first base of makeup. So it's really important to have a great skincare, and I can totally share my skincare routine with you all and all my favorites if you want me to do so. To close up the subject on skincare, I'm gonna add to always remove your makeup at night. And my last tip is wearing sunscreen, please. Every morning, if the sun is out or not, sunscreen is the best thing to do. Every time you go out, wear sunscreen. Every morning, you're gonna thank me later. Second tip to make sure your makeup lasts longer is priming your skin. Primer is really the key to make sure that your makeup lasts throughout the day. I like to double prime. I'm not gonna go into detail on like the routine that I do and stuff, because the next video is gonna be a tutorial on more tips and tricks on how I personally like to do my makeup. There's a little bit more step that I do to make sure that my makeup lasts throughout the night. I go into details in that video as well, so make sure to stay tuned. But I'm just gonna go into the basic of how to find the perfect primer, because that's also something that you need to take into consideration when you want your makeup to last long. Having a primer is great, but I think the right primer is even better. So how to find the right primer? So the right primer is almost like a skincare product, I will say. So I usually go with double primer and like mix them, or I do region. So you can play with that. The right primer is really one of the best tools to make sure your makeup lasts longer, and also the application and the finish of your makeup is going to be so much better, because that's just set your canvas that you're going to put your makeup on of no primer, no nothing. Of course, your skin just wants more moisture, so it's going to grab on into the little hydration that the mattifying foundation has, and then it's just gonna look powdery and muddy and just like, you know, all get absorbed into the skin, and like it's just not the look that you want. Which brings me to my next point, which is foundation. Foundation is one of the biggest misconception if you want your makeup to last longer. Foundation is just like the category, but you can add like tinted moisturizer, CC cream, all that jazz. This is what we're talking about here. If you want to make sure that your makeup lasts longer, I will tend to grab a foundation instead of a tinted moisturizer. Why? Get absorbed into your skin quicker, and so that tends to minimize the time of wear. Then the other thing, when you want to find the best foundation for you, you have to find the right consistency of foundation. So make sure to find the right consistency to prevent your makeup to either get absorbed too quickly or to not mix the consistency with the wrong primer. Just to give you an example, oil and water does not mix together in real life. So of course, if you're applying a water-based foundation on top of an oil-based primer, it's not gonna stick together. Make sure the consistency of your foundation and primer match together like a match made in heaven. By the way, I want to point out that I'm gonna film soon a video on why your foundation is always creasing. So if you want to stay tuned for that, make sure to subscribe. I think this video is really gonna help. Having a creasing foundation will make your makeup last longer. So I think these videos just go better together. So I promise you don't want to miss that, because I think the key points in this video are going to be really helpful for those of you who struggle with finding the right foundation, having a foundation that lasts longer, and also why is your foundation always creasing. So make sure to stay tuned for that. My next tip is surrounding setting powders. I'm going into details in the tutorial on other tips, but these are my 5 best tips. So for the setting powder, I see a lot of people or either put too much setting powder or not the right powder for them, or the look that they are going for, or the longevity of makeup they want and the powder that they use. Applying the right amount of powder is really simple. If you have a drier skin, I will say apply the lightest amount of powder that you can and then go from there. So you can reapply later if you need a little bit, but the slightest amount of powder is the key to make sure your makeup doesn't crease and that your skin stay hydrated so it doesn't absorb all your foundation all at once. So that's my tip. I have dry skin and the lightest powder is the best thing to do. Skin, I will say maybe a little bit more powder, but be careful of the powder that you use. So there's different type of powder: compact powder, setting powder, translucent powder, and loose powder. If you want me to do a separate video on like how to use different powders, I can totally do that, because I just had the idea right now. But I think that will demystify a lot of myths on how to properly use all those powder and what are they actually used for and useful for. If you want to bake and all that jazz, please don't use an HD powder or a white translucent powder. Why? Because if you're going out and you're taking a lot of picture, it's gonna leave a white cast. It's made for TV makeup, and usually you apply the smallest amount. If you want to bake, I will say use a compact powder that is tinted, like a compact foundation, for example. It's gonna have a much better finish. It's gonna crease a lot less. For combination, you can use a mix of both of the tips that I just gave you, depending on the region of your face. And that's where I'm bringing back the number 1 tip, which is find out what is your skin type to make sure you do the right technique on your face. Because sometimes we're like, my skin is so oily, but it may not be that oily. It may be super oily because your skin is super dehydrated. It tends to produce more oil just to hydrate itself. So it's just dehydrated skin that is, you know, screaming for help. That's just a game changer if you want your makeup to last longer. Which leave us with the final best tip, is having a setting spray. So why setting your makeup is so important. A setting spray is almost like a hairspray. So of course, if you iron and you put like heat protector in your hair and you put like a styling cream and a mousse, and then of course it's gonna help your hair last longer, but it's never gonna hold as much if you don't set it with a hairspray. This is the exact same thing, but for your face. That's how I compare it to all my clients, and I feel like that's just where I get the because it just makes sense, right? And it really gonna make your makeup hold. Finding the right setting spray also is key, always according to your skin type. So me, I'm always dry, so I tend to use more of a glowy, or now I know Urban Decay just launched a hyaluronic acid setting spray, which I'm grabbing towards to getting it. Love that. And then for my oily skin, I tend to grab more of a matte finish and all that jazz. Sometimes you can mix match. I always love to use like the Fix Plus first and then go in with that, because the Fix Plus has glycerin in it, which just makes the makeup super sticky. And when you apply that, it's just like, just lock them together like magnet, if you kind of picture it like that. So setting spray, really key if you want your makeup to last longer. So yeah, this is my 5 best tips to make sure your makeup lasts longer, but don't worry, I have more. Video is coming up next. So it's a full-on tutorial on step-by-step little tips and tricks that I do to make the makeup last longer, either when I do it on my clients or step-by-step things that I do on myself and stuff. If you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if you have any other, why am I clapping so loud? And if you have any tips and tricks that you want to learn more about, please leave them in the comments down below. I will 100% make videos and other videos like this for you guys, and I want to help you guys. So make sure to leave them in the comments. You can always DM me on my Instagram, and stay tuned because there's a giveaway coming up. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.